Generally, we have three models of communication: the linear model of communication, the interactive model of communication, transactional model of communication. Each of these have different perspectives on how communication really takes place. The linear one assumes that communication is one way. You send the message and it goes in one direction. I speak to you, you listen, you don't talk to me back. That's not how it happens. Even when I'm lecturing like this, I give moments for you to speak back to me. So that is the challenge of the linear model. Communication is not like that. Communication is two-way. You send a message, the message is received and interpreted, and then the feedback is sent back to you. So that's the limitation of the linear model. And then we have the interactive model, where the listener provides feedback to the speaker. Basically what happens in an interactive session like this. When I speak, you listen, and then you respond, either by answering some questions or by asking some questions or even supplementing. Okay? The challenge with this is that it is not easy, or it does not show that sending and receiving can happen at the same time, what we mean by simultaneously. Okay? So communication is dynamic, but the interactive model does not demonstrate that actually communication is dynamic. It just shows that the message has to go first and then you get the feedback. Okay? That does not illustrate that communication is dynamic. The one that illustrates that communication is dynamic is the transactional model of communication, which is that at every one point, you, who is the sender, can be the receiver at the same time. Okay? So you have a sender and a receiver at one point, and then a sender and a receiver at one point. So the channel continuously is used by, so you become an encoder and a decoder, an encoder and a decoder at the same time. But the circumstances around you will either enhance the communication or will inhibit or will be a hindrance to the communication. And that is the context within which that communication is made. And basically that context is the noise around. That's why you see the word noise across everywhere. So you get feedback from one another. So there is a loop. Okay, one receives, one sends. One receives, one sends, and then like that, the channel, the communication continues. So this therefore means that communication is a continuous process, and it's dynamic, and it happens in that there has to be a receiver and a sender who can interchange roles. But how that communication happens is linked to the contextual factors around them. Their expertise in communication, their professional background, their experiences, their attitude, and many other issues.